Come on, Chiefs! A news story recently broke that has generated a lot of discussion among fans around the web. I'll tell you all about it here. But first, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for the latest Chiefs updates. There's a lot to take away from that Monday Night Football thriller. Patrick Mahomes had his best performance of the season and, despite an ankle injury, led the Chiefs to an epic overtime win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So here's what happened. The Chiefs are now a perfect 8-0 after pulling out a 30-24 overtime win over the Bucs. Mahomes was phenomenal, racking up 294 yards through the air with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, his best stats of the season. After dealing with some challenges early this season, Mahomes came through, delivering in key moments and reminding everyone why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It was also his first game with 3 passing touchdowns this year, silencing any doubters who wondered if he'd lost a step in 2024. But it wasn't just Mahomes who stood out. Running back Kareem Hunt savaged the Tampa defense for 108 yards and capped it all with the game-winning touchdown in overtime. And what a night it was for Travis Kelce. He racked up 14 catches for 101 yards, and his chemistry with Mahomes was on full display. DeAndre Hopkins also got in on the action, making 8 catches for 86 yards and adding 2 touchdowns, which tripled his season total and showed why he's a crucial addition to our lineup. One thing that had everyone holding their breath, Mahomes suffered a non-contact ankle injury in the fourth quarter. But in true Mahomes fashion, he came back on the next drive, managing to stay focused and make big plays despite limping. As of now, the extent of the injury is unclear, but if we know anything about Mahomes, it's that he'll pull through and be ready for the next challenge. So, what do you think of this overtime thriller and Mahomes' heroic comeback? Is this the strongest the Chiefs have looked all season? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We have a lot to talk about regarding the recent trade buzz surrounding cornerbacks that almost included our Chiefs, and what's next for the Kansas City defense after losing a big one. So here's the scoop. The Chiefs were reportedly in a trade race for star cornerback Marshon Lattimore, who ended up being traded to the Commanders. Kansas City was hoping to sign Lattimore to give our secondary a big boost. Not only could he have been a game-changer on the field, but his contract had 2 years remaining, offering long-term value. Ultimately, Washington offered a mix of draft picks that New Orleans couldn't resist, leading the Chiefs to continue searching for the right fit. While the trade window is closed, there's still one move on the horizon that could be huge. Vikings wide receiver Byron Murphy appears to be an ideal fit for Kansas City when free agency hits this spring. According to Bleacher Report, Murphy's skill set could be a perfect fit for the Chiefs. He's aggressive, skilled in press coverage, and fits Spagnuolo's style of defense, which would strengthen our roster as we continue to build one of the league's best defenses. Murphy, at just 26 years old, is hitting his stride and showing his potential. He had an impressive run with Minnesota, recording 6 interceptions, 20 pass defenses, and 2 forced fumbles in 22 games. His performance suggests he's ready to break out, and his style would be a natural fit in our system. Financially, Murphy's projected contract will likely be worth more than $10 million per season, so it's an investment, but one that could solidify the secondary and maintain Arrowhead's elite defense. So, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Should Kansas City make a big move for Byron Murphy this offseason to bolster our secondary? We're diving into an intriguing development with Patrick Mahomes and DeAndre Hopkins as the Chiefs continue their undefeated season, now at 8-0. We all know Hopkins joined Kansas City with high expectations, adding another weapon to an already potent offense, but his transition hasn't been without its bumps. Let's break down what happened in Week 9, what Mahomes had to say about it, and what it means for the Chiefs going forward. So here's the scoop. Hopkins joined the Chiefs last week in a trade from the Titans, which left many wondering how the NFL allowed a top contender to land an elite wide receiver mid-season. Chiefs fans were thrilled. Here was another player for Mahomes to target, and on paper, the two should be an unstoppable duo. But as we saw in Week 9 against the Buccaneers, it wasn't a completely smooth start for Hopkins. Hopkins had a decent game overall, with a couple of solid receptions that helped the Chiefs earn an overtime win. But during some key moments, it was clear that he was still adjusting to the Chiefs' offense and developing chemistry with Mahomes. Some of his routes looked a little off, and there were a few moments where Mahomes was expecting him in one spot, but Hopkins was in another. And when it comes to an offense that relies so heavily on timing and instinct, you can imagine that could be a little frustrating. So what does Mahomes have to say about all of this? Rather than criticize, he's taking a positive and patient approach. I think as he figures out the whole offense, he's going to get even better, Mahomes shared. He added that Hopkins has a unique ability to make big plays, even if he's not always in the exact spot Mahomes expects him to be. There are times when he's going places, and I'm like, man, there's a time and a place for that, but that's what makes him great. You give him a chance down the field, he makes a play. It's clear that Mahomes believes that once Hopkins settles in, he'll be an incredible asset down the stretch. Mahomes' message to Hopkins shows his leadership and understanding of what it takes to integrate a new player mid-season. He knows it's all about time, patience, and trust, qualities that have helped him lead the Chiefs to back-to-back Super Bowl victories. And it's also a reminder that while Hopkins is a star, adjusting to a new offensive scheme can take time, even for the best players. Now, looking ahead, the Chiefs are in a fortunate position at 8-0, remaining the only undefeated team in the league and building even more excitement around the idea of a three-peat. But here's the big question, can they keep that momentum going and finish the season undefeated? With the Buffalo Bills looming in Week 11, there's still a tough road ahead. However, with Mahomes at the helm, a solid defense, and the offensive momentum of players like Hopkins, this team looks more determined than ever. So what do you guys think? Will Hopkins find his groove with Mahomes and help take the Chiefs' offense to the next level? And do you think the Chiefs have what it takes to go 17-0? Today, we have something special, a behind-the-scenes story with Taylor Swift and a mysterious gift from the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, you heard right. Taylor was back at Arrowhead last night, cheering on her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, as the Chiefs pulled out a thrilling 30-24 overtime win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's dive into the details and find out what we know so far. Okay, Swifties and Chiefs fans were watching intently as Taylor chose to be at Arrowhead over an invite to Kamala Harris's final campaign event. Talk about dedication. When she arrived, she was greeted with a stunning gift from none other than Tavia Hunt, wife of Chiefs owner Clark Hunt. The Chiefs really rolled out the red carpet for her. She received a bright red box wrapped in yellow Chiefs ribbons, with her name and the words Chiefs Kingdom and Kelce's iconic number 87 printed on the side. It's been making the rounds on social media ever since, and fans have been going crazy trying to guess what's inside. But so far, they're keeping it a secret. On the field, the Chiefs struggled mightily against the Buccaneers, who gave them their toughest matchup this season. Tampa Bay had a chance to win late in the game, but chose to punt to tie the game instead of attempting a risky two-point conversion. That decision gave Kansas City the chance they needed, and as usual, Patrick Mahomes stepped up to make it count, securing the Chiefs' 8th straight win. Swift was spotted in the VIP seats with Donna Kelce, Travis' mom, and Brittany Mahomes. The trio seemed to be having a blast, but Taylor was feeling the intensity of the game. As she left the stadium, fans caught her blowing kisses and jokingly saying, "That was stressful." So here's what we want to know, Chiefs fans, what do you think was inside that shiny gift? And did seeing Taylor up there in the stands add a little extra magic to the night? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe for all the Chiefs action and exclusive stories. Let's keep this winning streak alive, and go Chiefs!